This segment brought to you in association with Burger King.
And it's time for sports now, and we say a very good evening to our Mark Seal.
Very good evening, Lisa. Yes, the Windies are out of playoff contention at the 2019 ICC World Cup. It came with a defeat to India today at Old Trafford after they were soundly beaten by 125 runs. Player of the match Virat Kohli led the way early on with 72 after winning the toss for his fourth half-century in a row, while Mahendra Singh Dhoni made an unbeaten 56 as India posted 268 for 7 off their 50 overs. Kemar Roach took 3 for 36, captain Jason Holder 2 for 33, and Sheldon Cottrell 2 for 50. Mohammad Shami then came and snatched 4 for 16 as the Windies fell for 143 of 34.2 overs. Well, that defeat spells an end to the Windies' hopes of making the last 4, as they only have 3 points with 2 matches to play. India, on the other hand, are still the only undefeated team, and they're now second on 11 with 3 matches to play. Tomorrow, it'll be Sri Lanka against South Africa from 5:30 a.m. Live coverage on MCTV's channel 308. Barbados won its second medal at the 2019 CC Can Aquatic Championships, with Gracie Foster earning a bronze in the 13 to 15 age group of artistic swimming. Competing at the Aquatic Center, Foster actually finished 4th overall after scores of 60.5667 in the routine and 57.0221 in the figures, which gave her an overall score of 117.5888. However, competition rules state that only one competitor from each country can score. So with Aruba placing 1st and 3rd, Foster was elevated to the bronze medal. So the winner was Abigail Trump of Aruba, silver to Daniel Castillo of Panama, and Foster of Barbados 3rd. The swimming program of CC Can starts tomorrow. West Indies legend Sir Everton Weekes is home recovering after suffering a heart attack earlier this week. The 94-year-old was in intensive care after falling ill and was being treated at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, but he has been discharged. Sir Everton made his Test debut in 1948, and he was a member of the famous 1950 squad that made a historic victory in a series in England for the very first time. He became known as one of the 3 W's alongside his West Indies teammates and fellow Barbadian batting greats Sir Frank Worrell and Sir Clyde Walcott. Sir Everton finished his career with 4,455 runs, including 15 centuries from 48 tests at an average of 58.61. He's the only player in the history to have made centuries in 5 successive test innings. 50 of the island's top junior under-18 basketballers got the opportunity recently to be a part of a 4-day training camp under the guidance of a top-level junior American basketball coach. Darrell Denson, who is the head coach of a high school in Massachusetts, conducted the camp at the Wildy Gym. CBC's Anne-Marie Burke was there for one of the sessions.
When we arrived at the gym, the girls were having their session as 20 of the island's young female basketballers joined 30 of the top junior boys as part of a special 4-day camp under the guidance of US-based high school coach Darrell Denson. The camp, facilitated by Higher Level Basketball Academy and the YMCA Middle League, focused on honing the skills of some of the island's best under-18 players.
It's an opportunity for 50 young basketball players to be exposed to a coach out of the US who is part of a network of coaches. He's one of the USA basketball coaches, and so they're being seen by this coach who has a lot of other coaching connects at the high school and the college level in the US. Thirdly, he also wants to be able to look at the talent that we have, and where possible, he may be able to handpick some folks who he think may be good for an opportunity in high school or prep school or even college by the end of the camp.
Coach Denson is the head coach at the Springfield Central High School in Massachusetts and says he's blown away by the talent he's seen.
I was shocked. I did see film before I got here, but actually being here and looking at the size of these young men and women and their athletic ability is very shocking. A lot of talent that there's something I'm going to talk about when I go back home. So I'm very amazed by what's going on here on the islands. Starting from the ground and working our way up. The first day we did a lot of footwork. Second day we did footwork, working on timing, space, ball handling. Today we did moves. And the moves consisted of the footwork from yesterday, the ball handling from the day before. So we just build up. So what we're doing now is they're playing full court. We look to see if they're inputting what we've been teaching them. And we've seen it yesterday, and I'm looking forward to see more of it today.
Back in 2015, Barbadian Hanson Ward, at 14 years, left the island to pursue a basketball scholarship at the Springfield Central High under Coach Denson. And having graduated this year, he's been one of the most scouted players.
It was just me wanting to put in the work and willing to work hard to get to where I wanted to be. So it was good.
Now, you just finished high school and had about how many? 16 offers? How many offers? You had 16 offers or more. Why did you choose the particular university that you chose, having 16 offers?
I chose VCU because I like the coaches and the players. They very much in school, and it just felt comfortable to me, and that's where I wanted to be at. So that's why I picked that school.
And for some of the camp participants, it was a great learning experience.
What I've experienced is that the fundamentals in basketball are very important, and that as a basketballer myself, I would take these skills and further them into whatever I pursue further on in life, such as, say, I want to play in college basketball or further my skills into the NBA, anything such as that.
It has been a good experience. We've learned new moves and new ways to do defense. We've got a lot of learning.
The fundamentals, just paying attention to detail and just making sure that you have the fundamentals done before you do anything else.
It was a good learning experience, especially bringing somebody from overseas to teach us about things that we didn't do here usually. And yeah, it's really fun.
Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Coming up on Line and Length at the World Cup, Clive Lloyd's lecture to Shimron Hetmyer and Nicholas Pooran was the talking point at a recent team function. We hear the advice he dished out. On Line and Length at the World Cup, brought to you by Sagicor General, wise financial thinking for life, Park and Fly by Seaweller Services, add a little luxury to your trip, and Project Recycle, reduce, reuse and recycle.
Insurance doesn't have to be complicated. Learn more at Sagicor.com.
There are two ways to book Park and Fly. First, you can call us at 428-0949 or email us at parkandfly@seawellbarbados.net. And the park is P-A-R-K and A-N-D, parkandfly@seawellbarbados.net.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. People, move your waste. It ain't a lot to walk to make this a cleaner place. Bottles, cans, cardboard in one bag together with kitchen scraps and peelings all going in another. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Get your waste pick up. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Look for the big truck. It's good for you. It's good for me. Good for all of we. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Barbados. For a healthy country. Think, think.
Shimron Hetmyer and Nicholas Pooran are two young and very talented left-handed batsmen in the West Indies middle order. Pooran, aged 23, and Hetmyer, 22, became the centre of attention at a recent sponsors event held by Sandals in Manchester, when the opportunity brought Clive Lloyd to sit and speak with them about their game.
No, we're just discussing certain aspects of the game, and and they asked me a few questions of a couple of things, but I was more or less telling them that they're two of the best players that the West Indies have, and they're the future, and they just need to put some scores together. They need to, by now, just have some hundreds under their belt and so on, and how they can approach it if they find any things difficult. But as I said to them that there's no bowler that got them out. They have got themselves out, really. And so it's a plus in their situation that they've played some of the best bowlers in the world, handled them very well, and I told them that one of the best sessions of the the tour, but when they played against Australia and they were playing the spinners with consummate ease, and they looked really top class. And unfortunately, they had that run out, because I think that was the turning point of the game. But they have talent, and now is the time to showcase their talent, and they can only do so by making some larger scores.
I heard you were telling them about a minimum period they must actually look to occupy the crease. What was that about?
Well, it's not minimum. I think that if they've played some of the best bowls, they've done the hard part, and it's just they need to finish their job by batting, sides out of the competition as such. If they can just apply themselves a little bit more, then I'm sure that it will be, a plus for them and for the team.
Well, let's hope the advice is taken. Line and Length at the Cricket World Cup is brought to you by Sagicor General, wise financial thinking for life. Park and Fly by Seaweller Services. Add a little luxury to your trip. And Project Recycle. Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Insurance doesn't have to be complicated. Learn more at Sagicor.com.
There are two ways to book Park and Fly. First, you can call us at 428-0949 or email us at parkandfly@seawellbarbados.net. And the park is PARK and AND, parkandfly@seawellbarbados.net.